Writing assignments at the university level often require an academic voice. There are certain aspects of academic voice that are more formal than everyday conversational speech. Typically, academic voice avoids informal language and utilizes an authoritative tone. Sometimes when someone speaks their opinion, they use an I statement at the beginning of the sentence. This allows the person listening to know that it is that person's belief. In academic writing, omitting the I statement and just stating the claim can be an effective approach. Make sure to listen to your teacher's requests. Some teachers want you to use I statements, whereas some want you to omit the I statement. If you're unsure about this, you can make sure to ask them. On this slide, we have an example of an I statement and a declarative statement. On the left is the I statement saying, I believe the Writing Center is a good place to learn. On the right is the declarative statement, the Writing Center is a good place to learn. Notice here that you can turn an I statement into a declarative statement by taking out the I part. And with that, it also changes the tone of the sentence. Speaking authoritatively is another important aspect of academic voice. As a writer, you want to establish your ethos, so the reader will believe that you are knowledgeable about the subject that you are writing about. Avoid using statements that show doubt and avoid self-deprecating comments about your lack of knowledge. That is because your objective should be to boost your ethos and show that you have a wealth of knowledge about the subject that you're writing about. To be more authoritative, support the statements that you make with evidence. To argue a position without sounding opinionated and disrespectful to an opposing view, arguments should utilize standpoints and evidence for support. Counter-arguments are also important because they show the reader you understand and respect multiple sides to an argument. So here's an example of an opinionated claim. Some people foolishly believe that the earth is flat, but this is an opinionated claim because of the word foolishly. It is making a judgment about the opposing group's reasoning, and the argument should be based mostly on evidence and support against that claim. Here is an example of neutral tone. There are people who have concluded that the earth is flat, however, research shows. So it is more neutral to use research and facts as opposed to saying that someone else's reasoning is incorrect or foolish. Concision is also important to academic voice because with concision, hopefully, clarity will come. Do not use filler when trying to create an academic voice. Some people want to imitate academic style by making sentences longer and using filler words, but longer sentences are not always better. It is good to have sentence variety. Long sentences, medium sentences, and short sentences. Ultimately, when you're writing, clarity should be one of the highest goals in mind. It is not always beneficial to use words that could be seen as filler, such as very, really, or literally. Many adverbs such as these are not beneficial because they add wordiness to a sentence without adding content. And unneeded wordiness reduces the effectiveness of a sentence. Thank you for watching this resource on academic voice. If you have any further questions, feel free to make an appointment at the Writing Center. You can also find more writing resources by clicking on the link below.